What's up? What's up? What is up?
Hey, y'all.
I am Jay Reed, and I'm accompanied by my beautiful co-host, Shaquetta Shantae.
Hey, everybody.
And this is episode 6 of the Computer Love Podcast, baby. We back.
We back again with episode number 6.
Number 6.
Do you want me to go ahead and tell them the title?
The title?
Like the topic that we're talking about.
Go ahead. What's the topic? What's the title?
Computer Love Connection.
Oh, we got one. Finally, we've been talking about it forever.
And I'm so excited. Like, Computer Love Connections, that's right here. That hit me right here to the heart.
Right in your heart.
That heartbeat y'all see up here, that's what Computer Love Connection.
That was your creation?
Yes. I'm so excited. Like,
well,
we have one.
Before we get to the main topic, which is going to be our Computer Love Connection, let's hit them with the... Oh, wrong one. Let's hit them with the church announcements, babe. What you got?
This is so funny to me, okay? So we're going to start with one. I just want to come in, and now that he's already segued with the church and music and stuff, this is so funny with the announcements. But it's Wednesday, and, well, starting with the church announcements, I just want to say that I hope you all had an amazing week so far. So I got to come in with a moment of motivation, and I just really want to speak to someone really quickly and just say, listen, keep doing what it is that you're doing. The reality is, if you do good, people are going to talk about you. If you do bad, people are going to talk about you. So just do you.
If you don't do nothing, people are going to talk about you.
So just do you.
Just do it.
Do you. And if you're excited about it, if you feel good about your results thus far, keep doing what you're doing. If you feel like you want to see some different results, then change up your routine. Take a step back and look and see what you need to do differently, and just live the best life that you can live. I think I shared in a post on like when we shared on the Computer Love Podcast IG, just saying that, this week's goal is to be better than last week. So that's what your goal should be. Each day, set a new goal to be a little bit better than you were the day before. And if you do that, you're constantly growing, and you'll constantly be becoming a better version of yourself. With that being said, I want to thank you. We want to thank you for tuning in, joining in, commenting, sharing, rating, leaving a review, all of that. Wherever you have followed us at, we appreciate you. If you have not followed or subscribed yet, you just kind of, sticking your toe in the water to see if it's for you. Now, go ahead. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share it. And if there's something else that you want to see, let us know. Share it with us as well. We want your feedback. That doesn't mean that you actually, see every single thing that you suggested, but we definitely want to make sure that you're getting something that you want, need, enjoy, and something that you want to share with other people. Amen.
Hallelujah.
So, now,
if you're listening to on Apple Podcasts, please hit one of those stars below. It definitely helps us, gets us noticed. So whether you like it or you dislike it, just let us know by hitting one of those stars.
Appreciate it. We appreciate you. Thank you. So,
to the chat room?
To the chat room.
Let's go.
Chat room.
Now to the chat room. This is like my favorite intro for
What's
real.
The chat room question, babe?
The chat room question is, what book title would you give your last relationship?
Ooh, okay. Well, I won't say which relationship I'm referring to, but I would give the book title for my last relationship that I have in my mind right now would be called Mission Impossible.
Okay.
I believe that was a book. I believe the movie was based off of a book.
Gotcha.
Mission Impossible.
All right. So mine would be Wish You Well.
That was a book?
Yeah.
Who wrote that book?
Somebody.
Somebody wrote it.
I don't know who wrote yours either.
What was that book about, though?
It's basically wishing the person well, and it wasn't about relationships, or, it was a relationship, but I think it was like a mother and son, or, some type of relationship like that. But going based on title only and not on the actual like content of the book. Wish you well. I don't care what you got going on, what you don't have going on. I 100% wish you well.
That
I'm
is
out.
Very much a Shaquetta answer. Very positive. Very awesome.
That's positive in like protecting my space and my peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, wish you well, and well is whatever within your well-being and whatever. I don't really care to know anything else. Wish you well.
Is there anybody in the world that you don't wish well, that you don't care for, that you're like, I don't care about your well-being?
No, I wish everyone well. I don't want to see anything like, you know what I'm saying, bad happen to anyone. I wish you well means wishing you well, but you have no room or there's no space for you in my, like, even if someone like really do you wrong or do you bad, wish you well, but you just don't have there's no space for you in my life. You do what you do with somebody else's life, interrupt their peace, but you ain't gonna interrupt mine. And in the process, I wish you well.
Fair enough.
Now, let's talk about yours. Mission Impossible.
The last relationship I was in, I just feel like that I was with a person that I just could not seem to make happy. Like, nothing is ever good enough, So Mission Impossible. No matter how hard you try, sometimes things just are not possible.
That's kind of sad.
But I wish them well.
Wish you well.
Give that a
right. So let us know if you want to drop it in the comments. Let us know what book title
would you give your last
relationship. I thought that was like when I saw it, I'm like, okay. But I think that there are no like wrong, crazy questions or anything like that. When I did see it, I was like, okay. Because I think, for me personally, I don't really give past relationships like too much thought or attention. Yeah. Unless it's for self-growth, self-improvement. Yeah. But so when I saw it, I'm like, it's, whatever. It's worth a shot. We'll, definitely answer it. However,
what's going to be the title of our book, since there's not going to be any more past relationships? What's going to be the title of our book?
Computer Love. That's what I would say. I'm just gonna.
Is that a book? I'm gonna call ours The Never Ending Story. It's one of my favorite movies growing up. The Never Ending Story. You ever seen that? You never seen The Never Ending Story? That is the next family night movie. Okay. Never Ending Story.
Let's do it. I'm
Great
down.
movie. Yeah.
I'm down to see it. So, and I'm down to see like what y'all book titles are for real. I think that would be a good like.
Drop it in the comments.
Good laugh, some good.
Or hit us up on Instagram.
Right. Do that. Definitely do that. We might put it in our story too. Maybe we'll put that in the story and then we can share like.
At Computer Love Podcast up on IG. Hit us up. Share that.
All right.
Topic of the day. Time for the Computer Love Connection. Topic of the day. We have special guest Torey and
Tavy. I'm so excited. Torey and Tavy. Octavia for short. Yeah.
I was like Tavy.
Yeah. Torey and Tavy. Yeah.
Octavia and I'm about to say Octavia. I'm getting this shit. Oh, I said Octavia.
It's Octavia and Torey.
We're
so excited.
We are excited
to share just a little backstory if you don't know what the Computer Love Connections part is. So it was something that I thought of, and I thought it was like it would be awesome to really share other people, because this is nothing new under the, like they always say there's nothing new under the sun. So this isn't something that just started, people may not talk about it as often. Yeah. And I think that sharing and shedding and putting a positive light on it to really show positive stories and people really sharing their success stories kind of gives it a different feel and not making you feel like you're crazy for even entertaining the idea or the thought of giving it a shot. And so when I posted like our first picture or something on my Instagram page, like so many people were commenting like, I met my husband on this, I met my my wife on this, I met the young lady I'm currently dating on this. And I was like, oh my God. I was so excited because one, people really took the step to say me too, or to say like, this is my story. And
you said me too. You gotta watch out with that. Me too.
Well, and that's putting a positive light on. And I think that online dating for a while has had a negative light behind it.
Still definitely does.
So that's why this is the perfect time. So Me Too is saying that, yes, like Me Too can have many meanings. And it's not, the Me Too movement that is very important, but this is something just to say that someone met online, they're married or they're happily dating, they're engaged, whatever their story is, somewhere, someone online is watching and seeing this and saying, me too, or someone that will give it a try down the line can come back and say, me too.
Or somebody who met their person online can now take a little bit more pride in the fact that they met online and not be embarrassed about it.
Right. Absolutely.
Indeed. So without further ado, let's get to it.
Topic of the day.
I first just want to say thank y'all. Thank you.
Thank you.
You like to scoop me on over, right? So first, I just want to say thank you.
Absolutely, yeah. So you guys saw the post on Instagram?
Yes. I was like, wow. That was real.
Yeah. I absolutely love it.
Okay, so quick question. So I never done a podcast before.
Okay.
What can I or can I not say or do?
Okay, so
you can say anything you want to say.
You can. Okay. You can say whatever you want to say. I am the one that normally
censors me.
Like I try to censor him because he be the same thing. I'm like, no, wait. But just to give you an idea of how it will go, we'll just kind of have conversation. It'll just literally let it flow. There will be a couple questions that we'll ask, like the ones that I sent, just to kind of give like a base of the conversation, but it won't be like scripted and word for word.
Okay. If you guys have questions you want to ask, it's just a conversation. Please. We won't keep it too long. It'll be short and sweet, but if you guys want to talk about whatever, have questions, feel free. Actually, you guys are our first one, so I don't even know what questions she wrote down. I'm just kind of going with the flow, just like y'all. So.
Oh man,
I'm the one.
On it.
So I think I love it, the fact that you asked that question, because that would be 100%. Yeah, I'm like, okay, well, let me make sure, like, that's all right. That's good. I'll just show up. It's normally like how.
Yeah, I just show up.
So
I feel that.
We will ready to get started. Let's do it. All right. So everyone, we are so excited because we have our first Computer Love Connection story here, and I'm so excited.
What's your names?
Yes.
I'm Octavia.
I'm Torey.
Awesome. This is my first time meeting you guys, so pleasure to meet you.
Yeah,
same here.
Couple, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So if you're just tuning in, the Computer Love Connections is a segment where we can actually meet other couples that met online. So it's a computer love connection, and they're going to get an opportunity to share a little bit with you about how they met and all of the fun details that I'm sure everybody is wanting to know. Because when we started the podcast, I think people were like, what can you really like meet somebody and it's like a success story.
Yes.
Right. So it's like we see that it's kind of working, for you all, but can this really happen for me?
People actually get married off of there. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's a possibility.
It's definitely a possibility. So everyone, we have Octavia and Torey joining us today, and I cannot be more excited because one, we want to know, how did you all meet?
Story time.
Oh, I got to go. All right. So we met on Plenty of Fish, aka POF. In September of 2018. And it was during like Hurricane Matthew or something like that. And so we was kind of both strolling on POF at the same time, and he hit me up. And we kind of went off from there, just conversations and great conversations and consistency.
How did he open it up? What was his line? What did he say to you when he messaged you?
What did you say? It was almost like,
to be honest, I don't know. I know I was saying something because she had this long profile. She had a long profile, but I read it and it was interesting. You know what I'm saying? Along the lines. Yeah, along the lines, I was like, I read a lot of profiles. Yours is interesting. You seem like you intelligent. And
that's how it went. Yeah, what's the word? Commented on, what I said. What you just said. And I was like, okay, damn, he actually read.
Right, like he read it
because it was long, and it was like, look, if you ain't about this, but I was just to the point. Because, excuse me, at that moment, that was my last straw. I'm like, I'm done, almost done with the dating online dating thing, and he popped up, and I was like, okay. I never seen him online. You know what I'm saying? Like the few years I've been off and on, I was like, I never seen him.
And a lot of times you see the same people, right?
Say it again.
A lot of times you see the same people.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I'm like, damn, you still on here?
Right. He probably said the same thing about you.
But I do I take a break a little bit,
Right, like you take a little intermission.
Yeah. Like, damn, you still here, bro? Okay.
So, I mean, everyone's going to know what you wrote in your profile. You talked about it. It got his attention. So they're going to know what it was that got your attention. What did you write? Do you remember?
I remember a few things. Like I kind of touched on, I even wrote a poem that it's just, I made it rhyme. Like,
you were looking for a man for real.
No, it wasn't like I want my.
I can tell you how she opened up the profile.
How
it said, "Dear future husband."
Yep, she knew what she wanted.
Period.
Yeah, and I pretty much listed. I said, look, I got daddy issues. I got 2 kids. I'm previously divorced. This is what I'm building. Pretty much I ain't about to BS. And it pretty much filtered out everything that I didn't want. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And because before I was like, oh, king this, and I'm like trying to
like I'm done.
It's like this time I was straight to the point. I'm like, I need somebody who know how to read. I'm like, I battle with migraines, and I don't have time. I was intentional, and pretty much that's pretty much how it was long. I was like, damn, I wrote that.
Because I think that, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Interesting that you said that, because there was a chat room question that we had in one of the segments of the podcast, and someone wanted to, like, how much should I share? Like, what should I share in my profile? Right. And I think that, like, so we gave some, advice on what we shared, and my biggest thing was a keyword that you said is being intentional. Like, straight up, like, something that shows a little of your personality. So I think the poem,
that's like, personality. That's showing that, okay, so she may be open to going to like open word or open mic night, or so that's letting that some of like who you are. So I love that.
I mean, I made it funny. I had a little bit of, humor in it as well. It wasn't just like, I want this, that, but I made it a little bit funny and, and like I said, it just filtered out what I did not want, and I said, I'm specifically looking for something serious. And if you ain't about that, then, yes.
Whichever one it was.
Right. So, and that was the bulk of it. But I had some,
Yeah. Okay, go more into that.
He's like,
I was just saying, I mean, at that point, when he came along, I was just done. I'm like, because I've been off and on it for maybe, let me see, that was 2018, maybe 2 to 3 years off and on. And you see the same people, the same lines. Good morning, beautiful. How are you, beautiful? Everything was beautiful. And I'm like, bro, can you come up with something? But I was, at that point, I was tired and I was about to put online dating on the hook and kind of just be by myself for a little while, and then soon as I was like, I'm done. And then he came along and that was it, I think.
So my biggest takeaway from what you said was that you weeded out what you didn't want. So after you did that, what was the response rate like as far as like people hitting you up once you had that profile as opposed to when you had King and all that stuff on there?
I tell you, okay, so the people that I met after that it was better. It almost like each person became a little bit closer to what I wanted or desired, but it wasn't all,
Gotcha.
It wasn't all there, but it was, I saw the progress. I did see the progress.
So I just want to ask, like, how, because I'm sure both of you had to weed out, look, you've seen some, went maybe on some dates, seen some different people, but how did you know that she was the one? How did you know that he was the one?
You go, because I'm rambling.
As far as when we started dating, or
I guess what at what point did you know? At what point? How long did it take for you guys to be like, you know what, this is something different here?
Well, I'll say we talked for about 6 weeks. We dated and talked for about 6 weeks, and this one, 5 weeks when I seen her on our 4th date. She had few dates before that, all the dates before that, she was dressed a little conservative. Yeah. And this date was at a bar. I wanted to watch a football game and I want to see her again, for the weekend. Right. So Sunday, she came to the bar and and this nice little short orange dress. Matter of fact, we call it infamous Orange Dress Day. Right. We got a name for that day. And when she walked through the door, for real, I was like, yo, I saw them legs, I saw them curves. I was like, yo, okay. I mean, that was the start of it, but it was like she had to leave to go pick her son up for work. And I was like, hey, listen, I had a good time. If you can, come back here and see me. I'm gonna stay here for the bar for a little while and watch the game. And she's like, all right, I'll see what I can do. And she called me like a few minutes later and was like, I can come back to the bar for a little while. Me, I was like, yo, okay. She made time for me. All right. Right. I need to make a move. We've been talking 6 weeks 5 weeks at the time. And everything I heard, I like, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. What really helped me be more intentional. I started following April Mason a few years ago. It's like when I was freshly single, because I was in like a long-term relationship for like 5 years. And I was like being married for like almost 12 years the first time, and then right into a serious relationship, I was like, I need a manual on how to be single. Like, what does this look like? You know what I'm saying? So followed her, and that's when I learned about really being more feminine, being intentional, take care of self first, and then, you know, and it all made sense. So it's like when we met, I kind of put those nuggets into play, and I was like, this lady know what she's talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even prior to meeting him, I was, you know, using what she said because I was paying for the information too. So I was like, let me take this seriously. And but how I knew he was the one was he made time for me. You know, I was used to taking the lead, you know, initiating phone calls, texting, can you talk now? And I'm like, oh my God, that's so tiring. And so when he started making moves, I leaned back, you know, and that was one of the things she taught, lean back, see what he do. And if he do what you need to do, then all right, cool. And then he started making time for me, and I kind of pushed everybody else on the side. Because, you know, I ain't about to beg for nobody attention. You know, he called, and actually it was different for him because he was used to the women taking the lead. And so when I leaned back, he's like, whoa, this is different. And then he started doubting me like he thought that I didn't like him because I leaned back, but it was the total opposite. You know what I'm saying? I was just tired of being the driver. And I mean that literally, you know, like take the lead. So yeah, he made time. He was consistently consistent. And I like that because I'm like, ooh, you want to go on a date, he's pursuing. And I'm like, all right, cool. I love it. Let's do it.
You said something that was really key just now that I think people that are watching and people that are in that dating process need to really take into is consistently consistent. Because a lot of times people can be consistent like in the beginning because it's like, you know, you're trying to impress each other. You're trying, you know, you putting on your best and then you got them. And then like a couple months in or whatever, you're like, well, what happened?
What happened? Like, ooh.
So and that like was that, no, go ahead. I was just saying that I thought that was profound.
I mean, I had to see the pattern. Because people, like you say, they put on that facade in the beginning, you know, and I'm like, all right, where's this shift? What is this? Who are you? You know? And oh Lord, I lost my train of thought. Come back.
It'll come back. So while you're thinking about that.
Yeah, so I find it really interesting that, so who was the lady again one time?
April Mason.
April Mason. Is she a dating coach or what is she?
She is she's an everything. She's a feminine coach. She has the experience of being married and divorced. You know, now she's an empty nester. I mean, she know her stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I find that really, really incredible that you took the time to go see a dating coach, and the fact, I mean, that's a success story for her for sure. Have you told her about that success story?
Yes, and I've shared that we got married and everything. So she shouted us out a few times in her lives, and she has a lot of followers and everything. I share her with everybody because I feel like if you're ready to change, first you guys change your mindset, and if you're ready to do that, then you can take on the world because it first starts in your mind. So you got to break some things and unlearn some conditions and traditions and stuff. If you desire to do something different, you gotta be different. You gotta be the change.
I'll say this as another nugget. I'll follow now as well. I mean, I'll say for any single guys out there, follow. You'll learn a lot about a woman. I mean, you not to get over on them, but things you need to know. You know what I mean? So I mean.
And it's about learning about the men's psyche as well. Like when you learn about a man and what to do, and you know, it's just learning about each other, and learning to love and heal first, and then bringing somebody else in. Because if you got all this baggage going on, you ain't gonna be able to really function and really be all in like you desire to be, or like he desired to be, or vice versa.
Absolutely. One thing that I always like to say in like previous podcasts and stuff too is like we have to take the time to sit with yourself before like just jumping into the next relationship, because a lot of times people don't take that time to learn what your desires are, learn yourself, learn,
right.
And then learning about, like you said, being more intentional and learning what didn't work for you in the previous relationships and you don't want to repeat. So I think that both of you did an amazing job doing that. Like first sitting with yourself to determine what needs to happen or what's different. And then what Torey said is even now that you're married, you're still doing the work. That's what I consider it. Like when you're, following people that you can gain insight from to help, like not only, okay, I know my husband or my man or whatever, but it's a continual process. You have to continue studying each other and learning about that person for it to work. So y'all are dropping some really good nuggets.
The thought came back to me, or not to cut you off. So during that 6 weeks of us getting to know each other and stuff like that, I did not want to see any type of attraction. You know what I'm saying? Because all before I was like, ooh, he's sexy. Ooh, he got this, he got that. And ooh, I didn't want that again. So I didn't look at his face. I saw him, but I didn't see him. I didn't want to see what he packing or whatever like that. So it was, we built a friendship. We talked about the uncomfortable things. And he could tell you one of the things that he brought up. And I'm like, brother, we ain't talking about that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't none of your business, right? You know what I'm saying? They want to know, most guys, want to know your body count. How many people you done been with.
No.
Yes, it was.
You asked me if I thought it was important to know.
Oh.
And I answered the question. I was like, yeah, I think it's pertinent. But mind you, I never intended on asking her that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But since we on the topic.
Right.
And I was like, no, we're not doing that.
You don't want to tell the world your body count?
Nah.
I still don't even know.
I mean, what I said was,
you don't want to know.
No, I was like, we grown. Yeah, we've had sex. We got kids. We was in previous marriages and stuff. So we know that happened.
Right.
I don't need to know details. You know what I mean? So now comes judgment. Like, ooh, I don't know. I didn't want that. I didn't think that was important.
Absolutely.
And I stood on that. But yeah, we were friends first. And I wanted us to do that because I wanted this to be different, more, like I said, intentional, because I didn't want to just jump into, something else or another bed or, what I'm saying? I didn't want that. And it worked.
So that is a perfect segue into my next question for you, because you said something like you didn't want that judgment. And I think that is, that's profound, because we live in a world that, people are going to be judgmental regardless of, I always say You can do right, you can do wrong, whatever. They already have this preconceived notion before they even get to know you. They already have this, like, what they think. So one of the questions that I have for you is, like, was it ever hard for you all to share, like, how you met, or like when people really ask, did you share that you met online, or how did that go?
And why did you choose Plenty of Fish as opposed to the other ones, or were you on the other ones too?
I was on some other dating sites as well. Were you?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was on quite a few.
Plenty of Fish and nothing else.
I heard about it because I wasn't really big on the online date. That wasn't really my way of, I'm a street person. I like to be on the prowl.
Old school.
Yeah.
But we weren't, I think at first I was a little skeptical about telling people how we met, because I guess because it was different. Like, people, especially in the country, we, people, you might be a serial killer or something,
Right.
but
Right.
that whole stereotype thing. And so I was like, ooh, let's just kind of wait, to share that. But we became comfortable, like, okay, whatever, this is our truth. And it could help somebody. It probably not, but you just got to take a chance. You got to be discerning and know what works for you. If that ain't your groove, then oh well. But it just seemed like for me, meeting people in person was like, it just wasn't happening, and a few people told me that I look intimidating because I'm a tall Black woman with a bald head. Like, I'm not going to
Ice you.
and that's what they told me. That's what they said. Like, you look very strong. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to approach you. Shut up. So I'm like, you just got to take the time. But that was my experience. So I was like, let me try this online dating thing. Still the same thing as well. Maybe the right one will come along and not be intimidated about me looking strong or whatever,
So how long from dating to like when you all like got engaged to getting married? Like how long was that process?
Oh gosh. Do you remember?
That was short.
Very short. So we kind of got to know each other for 6 weeks. And on the 6th week, that's when we became exclusive. That was like October 22nd.
How did you know you were exclusive at this point? Did y'all just say we're exclusive, or how did y'all figure that out?
Yeah, we had a conversation, and I felt like this was time, and I prayed about it. I'm like, okay, God, where we going with this? I ain't trying to date nobody for 3 years and whatever like that. And so we had a conversation. We felt the same way. It was confirmed. And then like right around November 7th, during voting time, it was another sign. Like, he was like, what if I ask you to marry me? I'm like, bro, really? Like, it was all like divine. It wasn't like the get on one knee thing or whatever like that, but it was just divine. And then we sat down and started talking about plans and all this stuff. And we set a date for the following October,
2019.
The 2019. But he came to me and was like, yo, let's do this in February. I'm like, wait a minute.
He was not playing. The man knew what he wanted.
Playing.
Yes,
but I was like,
and where can she get that orange dress? And where can I find that orange dress for her?
Man, look, it was like, well, I've been previously married and in other relationships as well. But for me, my issue in the past was just waiting too long.
Yeah.
I had been in a relationship for 8 years and then proposed, and like I'd done that a couple of times, and it was like, you know what? It was pretty much learning from my mistakes. I see a lot of the things that I like, a lot of things that I want. Why wait? Like Carmen said, it don't take a whole day to recognize sunshine. And that's what I felt it was like, man. Like, okay, I see a lot of things that I like in this woman, a lot of things that we connect. It feels good. First time feeling that way, So I was like, man, why play with it? Pull the trigger. I'm 40 plus years old, so time's ticking anyway. It wasn't like because I felt desperate. I wasn't desperate at all, but it just felt right.
It felt right. It felt right. Yeah, exactly. And then, but when he came to me about February, I was like, wait a minute. Like, I felt like there was more that I needed to see. You know what I'm saying? And I really think that was one of the best relationship decisions that I've made within our relationship. But it wasn't a bad thing. It was just that I just need to see some more. I need to, and it worked out. It worked out.
What were you trying to see, and what were you trying to see, and what did you see to make you say yes?
Like, I wasn't around his family a lot. You want to make sure that, okay, yeah, you see what you see, but then you want to see other aspects, even though I knew that I could trust him, I knew that he was consistent and things like that. But being that I'm a mother, being that, I'm a migrainer, like, okay, if worse come to worse, are you capable to take care of me if I can't take care of myself? Can you cook? Can you take, household positions? Stuff like that. Like, can you stand the rain? Like, we see all this good stuff. We all lovey-dovey, kissy face, you know what I'm saying? But when worse come to worse, can you handle it? So that's what I needed to see.
I know. I think that's amazing, because I don't think a lot of people take that time, because it wasn't that you didn't say yes. You'd already said yes, but you want some extra time to really see him in all seasons. And so that was, a lot of people don't do that, just to say, hey, yes, I'm in this with you, I'm here, but I do want to see a little more, like, like you said, that it's not just the sunshine days that we're in, but it's that rainy, like the rainy days, are you in it? So I think that's like amazing. And so that leads into like one of like my other questions is, how or what kind of advice would you give someone that is currently dating or currently married, to say like what should they do, or what do you all do to continuing like making it work?
Don't be afraid to seek advice. I mean, if you feel like you're struggling to communicate, connect, seek advice. I mean, I think we as a people we got to break that, thinking that we just got to be strong and not seek advice. I mean, yeah, get the counseling, seek advice. If you're Christian, go speak to your pastor. You know what I mean? Just
somebody you trust.
Yeah, somebody you trust.
Yeah. I would like to add to that and say, like, talk often. Talk about what's uncomfortable, because that is really going to get to the root of the problem. Ignoring it is not going to help. Laugh a lot. I mean, there were some things that, we ain't the perfect couple.
Right.
And I'll be damned if I'm going to be angry every day. It could be some things that he do things to get on my nerves. I do things to get on his nerves. And I'd be like, look, both of us got a bald head. And I'm like, look, with your little boppity bob head, we just kind of laugh about it. Like, when you was mad, you just went popping out the room. I'm like, man. So we make fun of it. We talk about it, but we laugh about it at the same time. Like, this is how you felt when, or this is how I felt when. And, we work it out. And another thing, like what we used to do, which I think we need to get back to doing, like, I don't ever want to talk about anything serious or argumentative in the house. Like, I'd rather go take a walk. Let's calm down. Let's chop it up. We live down a dirt road, so it's nothing but space and opportunity. And when we come back to the house, we in a better, our minds are clear and we in a positive mindset. So I'm like, yeah, let's do that. So, and honestly, and I'm gonna put this on Front Street, lately we haven't been our best. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been going through a shifting spiritually, emotionally, like really dealing with my own issues. And I'm grateful that he's been patient with me with that. I haven't been like, I would say, the best wife in that moment, but there was still no like major conflict. Like, just be patient with me. I'm still here. I still love you. I may not show it as much as I was, but just know that I'm here and I'm processing through some things. And so you got to have that. And I think that came from our friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I told him I went through some shit now, like being a single mom and being a divorcee and going through the struggles of, you know, being rock bottom. Like, this is what came with me. And if you can't handle that, I'm not apologizing for it. I'm just putting it on the table. And I think that's one of the things that when you're dating, when you really get to know somebody, you have to put it all on the table so that person can make a choice. Can you handle this? Can you stick and stay? And if not, let me be able to bow out respectfully. You see what I'm saying? And not pretend that you want to stand. And then, you know, you find out sometime later that this ain't the one, and you didn't invest all this time and money and whatever in this, and it was a fraud. So
I'm sorry. I love what you said, because I just mentioned this to you on Saturday or one day over the weekend, that I think it's important that you create a safe space to have conversations with your partner that may be like uncomfortable, or I mean, it can be light stuff, but still, I think I love what you said in reference to getting, you know, just going for a walk or something. So like just creating that environment where you feel safe to communicate with one another. Like, I think that's big.
I know sometimes though, like when you're mad, like, I ain't trying to walk with you. You go walk by yourself.
True.
I ain't trying to go for a walk right now.
But I mean, we have those moments too, but we know how it benefits us. Like, we ain't going to front and be like, oh, honey, let's go walking. No.
Right.
Let's go.
We got to cool off first.
But you're creating that space, because like you said, it may not be in that moment, but it may be, okay, we're going to say, you know, Sundays is the day that we're going to, you know, it'll be our relationship self-care. That maybe something happened on Wednesday. I'm just a firm believer in not sweeping things under the rug, because small things become big really quickly. And then the person is like, I didn't even know you felt like that. In your mind, you're like, well, I did. I told you a little bit. So really just taking time, like, to do the work, and doing a part of doing the work is being able to really communicate so that I can see that you all are friends first. And I love that when you ever see somebody like they look like soulmates, like they look like they're supposed to be together, you know, like some type of like they start to look alike.
You get that.
I think it's amazing. So I commend you both for doing the work. I can see that you do the work, and it's not something that you just do on once in a while basis. It's like, one, you know, you're being honest and you're coming forward to tell this man, like, I'm going through right now. And the fact that you're looking at him right now and saying, like, thank you for being patient with me. And I say that because I think women, strong women, independent women, I think women are used to having to be nurturers. And so it's not often that they find a man that they trust to nurture them when they're going through. So the fact that you all have like found that in one another, I think that's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Last question.
So I just I think that was like the most important questions that I had on top of my mind, because I just think that it was so much that you all dropped throughout the course of this time, that I think that if there was a question that we didn't particularly ask, like y'all still answered so many questions within the dialogue. I just want to, you know, just say thank you for taking the time.
I wish you guys the very best, the best of luck to you guys, and we should probably let them close it out with the last thoughts or whatever. Any words of wisdom or anything that you want to share. You can talk to me if you want to talk to us and tell us something.
Go ahead.
No pressure.
Just be honest. Be honest, be transparent, be vulnerable, be honest with yourself. And just keep an open mind and an open heart.
Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, you just if you're gonna if you're gonna trust somebody, you gotta trust them. You know what I mean? Like for her birthday weekend, she spent the weekend in Myrtle Beach by herself. I mean, you gotta trust. I know I had some friends at work like, man, okay, that's my wife. I mean, she gonna do what she wanna. You gotta trust people. You know what I mean? If you trusting this person to be with you and to be your partner, you gotta trust them 100%. You know what I mean? And just lean on that trust because love ain't gonna sustain a relationship.
Amen.
You need that trust.
That trust is amazing. Love, trust, laugh. Y'all said a lot. Y'all said a whole lot that I'm excited about. We are excited that you all were our first Computer Love Connection. I'm so grateful. And we just want to say thank you. Just thank you. And definitely look forward to keeping in contact and just seeing you all continue to grow and, grow in life in general and in your relationship.
Absolutely. Same here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. You guys have a good night.
All right. You too.
Good night.
All right. See you soon.
Bye.
Hey guys. So I definitely hope that you enjoyed our first Computer Love Connection story.
It was really good. The crazy thing was they touched on a lot of things that we've talked about in past episodes, so that was really good. It was like just not even reiterating what we said, just they had different takes on it. So it's good to see other people's views on the questions that we've already went over. So that was really good.
Absolutely. Definitely
looking to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments on what you think about the this interview. So
yes. And so if you have not listened to previous episodes, this would be a good time because some of the things that they like nuggets that they gave and they really shared, we had already touched on, like you said. Mm-hmm. So you can kind of go back and hear a different, perspective and really see that this isn't just kind of made up stuff. Like you're really getting some experience from different people, different walks of life, different experiences. Yep. So indeed. With that being said, I think we can go ahead and
close this bad boy out.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a mouthful of coffee.
Closing question.
Oh, what is the closing question, my love?
So
by the way, you looking good in that paint. That damn paint look good on you. Skin is glowing.
Looking like the orange.
I got right, yo. I'm like, we got to go find that orange dress, though, right? Like, I need to see that orange dress. Man, she's working that bald head, though.
Yeah.
I ain't even go front.
I love it. And she did exactly what every woman should do is be comfortable in your skin.
Yeah. And
it doesn't always look the same. But you're doing it and nobody can do it quite like you. So I think that's the beauty in being individual, like personal, like human beings. Like you are you. There's not another. Even like when you be like, ain't there another. You are you, I'm me, and that's what makes us unique. So I appreciate that. The closing question.
I'm gonna hit that closing question button one more time. I am, because we didn't want to close it out. We were still talking about Octavia and Torey.
Closing question.
All right, for real this time. What's the closing question, baby?
The closing question is, can men and women be friends only? Like just friends? That's the closing question.
Okay, this is a good question. I think Steve Harvey brought this question to light, and I'm going to be honest with you. I know he got a lot of heat for what he said, but that has always been my school of thought, and I don't think any different right now. I will say, for better or worse, no. I mean, obviously you can, but I would never recommend it to my daughters. For me, the only way, so the answer is no. I don't think men and women can be friends. Mm-hmm. There are certain circumstances where I think it could possibly work out. One thing is they cannot be attracted to each other. That's a no-no. They cannot be attracted to each other. If you guys grew up together, like brother and sister type of thing, you grew up together, it could possibly work that way. However, you still cannot be attracted to each other.
Oh, man.
Because even if you grew up together like brother and sister, you're not brother and sister. When you grow
you
up,
have an attraction, yeah.
Yeah, and all of a sudden that little girl now has, she's working with something, right? And no. So, but that would be one reason. And then if, like I said, like it's just a friend that you're just not attracted to at all, that would be the only way. Outside of that, no, I don't see man and woman being friends. I agree with Steve Harvey 100% on that. A man will pretend that he's your friend. He may even be your friend, but he is a friend waiting for that door to open to go further. And that's just, I mean, I don't know. I don't see it any differently. Like,
that's fair.
Yeah.
I didn't know what Steve Harvey take was on it, so I'm glad that you shared that. And I respect that answer because I 100% agree. There's no way that you can be attracted to someone and just be friends. I don't think that that's possible.
Eventually something's gonna happen.
But do I think that men and women can just be friends? I will say yes, and my answer says yes only if, and this is my opinion and from my experience, if they have been friends from childhood. I don't think that at this age I'm going to meet someone.
You're not making any new male friends.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that that's you
come in and you look. You don't make new male friends.
Right. So I don't think that, you come on, you be like, hey, I met a new friend, this woman at the job, no, absolutely not. I definitely, and I will say that because I have a few, very few male friends from childhood, and there's never been an attraction, and the openness in that is that most of them are married. They're either married and are seriously dating, and so his wife or his fiance or girlfriend, we friends. You know what I'm saying? So it's they're calling me, or I'm calling. There has to be clear, open communication. This is nah, this is sis, this is bro. There's no, we tried to make it work, but then we realized we were just, no, this is straight. I can't even look at you like that.
It can't even be no playful ass slaps.
Right.
I've seen that happen before. Your friends, but he's slapping you on the ass.
Yeah, no, that's ridiculous.
What is that? Yeah.
So that would be my my take on that. It is you're not an adult meeting someone that is just
Absolutely
your
not.
friend.
Unless you are absolutely not attracted to that person.
I don't know. I don't know if you are not. So you ain't mine. You can't be my man and came home and said, babe, I'm not attracted to her. I promise.
Well, if I'm not attracted to someone.
We good. We ain't even going down that road, bro. Cause that's like me. Now this man, he coming. I'm telling you, this man is 6'5". He, whatever. And I'm saying, nah, babe, I'm not attracted to him. But
that's not what I said. Now, if you bring home a man that's 5'2", 300 pounds, you
feel more comfortable.
You're like, I'm not attracted. I'm like, yeah, I can see how you're not.
But
that's what I'm talking about. So if my new female friend is 400 pounds, 5'1".
But that might be a new attraction that you have.
Good and damn well, they ain't no new attraction.
I'm just saying we ain't taking that kind of risk over here because I'm just saying people that gets to, well, no, I'm not attracted to them. How do you distinguish that? No, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And even childhood friends, like I said, that could be possible. And in your case, I understand. However, if there was that type of attraction, and it don't matter if that your childhood friend is engaged, married, whatever, serious relationship.
Yeah.
If there's that flirtiness, that attraction, that
there's not. Yeah.
That's not. I don't care how long y'all know each other.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. So I say no. For all intents and purposes, I say no.
I say yes. I gave you my I gave y'all my reasons why on that. And I want to be very clear too. I also think that you have to end dating, or especially marriage, because if you even get to the point of marriage, by that time, those just, friends, your partner should have already, like, you know, met them or a conversation with them or, you know, seeing for themselves that, like, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's nothing. So I definitely.
That's like my daughter's having, you know, a guy friend. Even at this age, say they meet a guy friend. In about 3, 4, 5 years when they're 16, 17, you know, no, I don't trust that shit. I don't care if y'all were friends when y'all were 12. Hell no.
Yeah, as a daddy, you absolutely not, you know, but for them, they may already be processing like, daddy, no. But as
they don't
a father,
know what that boy's going to go through puberty.
Yeah.
He could start growing hair down there and he could start looking at you differently.
But that's a different conversation for
he's going to look at you differently. You need to know that you can't be that. I'm talking about my daughters. That you cannot be that naive and they are that naive because they don't know no better.
That's
why
I say I think that's a different.
So they think this is just a friend. This is my friend, but no, babe, no. I mean, that's your friend, but ain't gonna be no sleepovers. Ain't gonna be none of this and that. No.
I mean, that's why I think that's a different conversation because there are definitely like kind of like guidelines and different. Wisdom that you want your girls to have, knowledge, and not being, like you said, naive and not thinking that, you know, just because someone say I'm your friend and I don't see you like that that's what that is. No, it's just how you, like, there's a vetting process in dating. Yeah, you have to vet your friends too, like female and male friends, to really see like what their intentions are. And over the years, you will definitely know if someone like tried you in a way like, oh, we just friends, but then, you know, you fell asleep and they like, oh, come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So no, that is definitely a different conversation.
No parties. No, there's too many people getting girls drunk or putting drugs. No, not my
Lord,
baby.
Y'all.
Never.
He think about his babies now. So this like this.
No. And honestly, for just the women out there, I'll say this unapologetically. If you have a straight male friend and you are an attractive woman, that man wants to have sex with you. I don't care if he is single, he's straight, you're attractive, that man wants to have sex with you. Mark it, cement it. I said it, write it down. That's what it is. And you are probably driving that man crazy. He may act like the perfect gentleman, giving you all the manly advice and attention you need, but that man wants you.
So I guess he's saying, y'all, if y'all got this single friend, and y'all had this single friend for years, he secretly wanted you. That's what he's saying, y'all.
That is what I'm saying. And if you haven't figured that out now, eventually you will. And I'm sure there's millions of women out there who can back me up on that one for sure.
Y'all, that's the closing question. Hopefully that this isn't, you know, something that you're currently battling or currently dealing with, you know, in your relationship. And if it is something, then you definitely need to take that time to address it and address it earlier on within your dating process. Because I have even heard like some people get so like serious about their friendships that they're like this is family. So you don't want to wait until y'all about to go to the altar and then you're like, no, like this is my friend since first grade, but you never had this conversation with like the man or the woman that you're about to marry. So just make sure that that is a question that, you know, you and your partner discuss, so it's not something that really causes friction or causes disagreement or deal breakers within your relationship.
Absolutely.
We're done.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, man. Well, hold on. You got to say something else because I forgot to play the closing music.
Oh, you want me to say something else? I'm going to say.
What else you got for her, baby?
Hope you enjoyed this episode. Tune in to the next episode. And we cannot wait to see you again soon.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Ladies, don't trust those male friends. I'm telling y'all.
So y'all trust the female